Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Jump right into it. This is an entertainment video, obviously. I'm going to get into a couple of albums for some cats that hit me up. Um, kind of weigh in on what they sent me. If you want to make a donation to the channel, just for support, I'm going to put my Cash app in the description. Also, always check the description. I put quite a bit of stuff down there from time to time. But it's $ at a tribe called Reg, R-E-G. And I don't mind talking about a couple of these projects, here and there. But, I haven't even gotten around to Who Made the Sunshine, Burden of Proof, um, you know, and as small as my platform is, it's really not going to benefit these two gentlemen. But I'm going to go ahead and tackle the projects that they send me. They had collectively they've done some stuff as a call under the moniker of Favored by 20, which I think is a pretty dope name. But with another sports reference, one of the reasons I'm talking about these cats because I'm here in the Midwest and we have the Mid American Conference, the MAC, college football, and similarly, shouldn't even be that tough to say. These a lot of indie guys across the country have a lot of talent, and that's why I'm talking about these particular albums. One is Rhymes based on a cold story by L Smooth Mensah, and the other one is some brother named his partner Continental Cudd, Poetry in Motion Volume 1. But there's some indie guys out of Oklahoma City. Who knew? And I'm not even trying to be funny right there. Oklahoma City is probably a bigger city than what I live near. But here we have the MAC, and you have a lot of talented players from the MAC who went on to go and do big things in the NFL. You have an Antonio Brown who went to Central Michigan, played with the Steelers, now with the Bucks. Jason Taylor from the Miami Dolphins went to Akron. Antonio Gates went to Kent State. Joshua Cribbs went to Kent State. Julian Edelman, both of those guys I believe played QB for Kent State. Khalil Mack went to Buffalo. Kareem Hunt, Toledo. Ben Roethlisberger, Miami of Ohio. Greg Jennings, Western Michigan, to name some. So, shining a light on these guys right here, L Smooth Mensah and Continental Cudd, they just need somebody to hear them. So I'm telling you that the albums are pretty dope. I'm not really gonna give you my a score or anything or whatever. I'm gonna tell you how many hot joints I feel are on there. But I'm encouraging you to check them out. If you like listening to some dope hip hop and getting into the culture, what other regions of the country, what they contribute to the culture. So I'm gonna start with this Rhymes based on a cold story by L Smooth Mensah. This one's the longer of the two. It's 14 tracks, and I can't really find a comparable to for L Smooth. Vocally, his tone kind of gives me a little bit of a Cardinal Official, and I'm not even a big Cardinal Official fan, but that's kind of one person that comes to me, but definitely not the same type of delivery or anything like that. But this is an interesting joint. Rhymes based on a cold story. Recently came out within the last week or two. You can hear it pretty much everywhere. I might even throw some links to that in the description. Again, check out my Cash App in the description. So it's 14 joints on here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have like 12 of them as dope. At least 9 of them is like fire. I color code these when I'm listening to them. I got 9 of the songs in red, and then I think 3 in orange. The 9 in red are The Chills, which is track 2. Track 4 is a Mink Coat featuring Sheila Vaughn and Sky Zoo. Guess he has some pretty tough features on here. Track 5 is Mount Everest. Track 7, Deep Freezer featuring Graph, another uh, notable guy out of New York. Track 8 is Ice Cube. I was chatting. I made a couple of comments on L Smooth Mensah's YouTube, where you can listen to all of this, and just made a comment that this song was probably way doper 3 or 4 months ago before we got into the election, before we got into around election time. I also have track 10, 20 Below featuring MC8, you know, a legend out west. MC8 is on 20 Below. And then there's also When It's Cold Outside featuring Calfo and Continental Cudd, his dude, favored by 20. And then the final joint, Believe. And then the 3 in orange, I have Dreams of Alaska, Instrument Soup, Breathe, and then Rhymes Based on a Cold Story. So I have 4. So I guess that was 4 and 8. So it's a pretty solid album, man. I'm not really going to go song for song on here. The Chills is dope. This kind of gives me the track kind of gives me a feel of this is the BCC from Helter Skelter. It's got this little piano loop that's in there. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's a more of an up-paced song. It's got this like drunken drum beat that's in there that I thought the song was off at first, but it's just kind of a little lazy or late or ghost note or something. But I like it. I dig it. I didn't look up the producers on here. My bad. Sorry, producers. I usually rock with the producers heavy. I think he said a guy named CAP on here. I also heard him mentioned on Continental Cudd's project. I don't know. But that's a dope one. Mink Coat, a real solid loop right there. Kind of some keys, a key sample of some kind. It's basically talking about dreaming and overcoming and elevation. You know, elevating one's brand and the success that he's had. I guess, you know, when you get the kind of features that you have on this project, he's steadily climbing up, you know, and improve, elevating, you know, his game, leveling up his game with each release. Mount Everest is another, like I said, is in red, deals with what makes up L Smooth and his commitment to his craft. Deep Freezer, it sounds like some kind of sample from a jazz song or some kind. It's not some wind chimes, but it's this sound. I really don't know how to describe it. But I like the track, and it's interesting to hear. It's interesting to hear both Sky Zoo and Graph and MC8 kind of buy into the concept of what the brother was trying to do with the song. But Graph is a pretty interesting dude. If you're familiar with his catalog, he's got an interesting rhyme scheme that he constantly works. It's a dope record. The Ice Cube joint, you know how Nas did the autobiography or whatever of William, whatever Rakim's name is. He's actually written this song, you know, just giving Ice Cube his roses for everything that he's done. Just talking about his evolution from being just a rapper and then paying homage to his catalog. I think it's a dope song. I know Cube is not the most popular black man in the country right now, but you know, I ain't mad at Cube, man. Instrument Soup, I had that one in orange, but I think that might be one of his L Smooth's better vocal performances on this album. Track 10, 20 Below. I don't know if you know the group Second to None that used to rock with DJ, I cannot think of my man's name. The one that was getting at MC8. It'll come to me in a minute. But it's kind of second to none-ish. And this is another one of my favorite performances by L Mensah on this beat. I think he really sat down on this one and came across correctly. And it's easy to see why he recruited 8 to be on this one. 8 laces it. It's a dope joint. Why can I not think of DJ? That's killing me. Breathe is the one I had in orange, but it's a classic drum track, decent flute-like sample chopped up. chipmunk vocals in the chorus. And it's just talking about the misfortune in the streets and the tales of fallen citizens who catch bad breaks. I think this is another good performance from El Mensah Smooth, and just talking about some different things that are affecting the community, and just another ill record. Rhymes based on a cold story, which is the title track, is interesting because this is a song about the life of Sam Cooke and Smooth Mensah's. I'm gonna call him L Smooth. His fondness of Sam Cooke, or appreciation for Sam Cooke. Check that out. I saw that. I've seen the documentary on him and whatnot. And he talks about Sam Cooke's independence in that era. You know, as a black entertainer and whatnot. So check that out. And then when it's cold outside, the beat is kind of Dead Presidents like. I gave this one 5 stars on the beat. Most everything that I had in red on here is a 4-star for the production itself. This one, though, I had is a 5-star. Like I said, the beat is kind of Dead Presidents like, but there's a turnaround on the end of the sample that makes it different from it. But strong verses from each MC. Calfo was dope. Continental Cudd did his thing, and dope record. And then, like I said, track 14, Believe. It's just, challenging yourself and, outdoing the expectations that others have of you, and even your haters and your ops. So, solid work for him, man. Check it out. Rhymes based on a cold story. Let me write down this time right here. Getting into this Continental Cudd. Poetry in Motion. This is more of an EP, 9 tracks. I got 4 of them in red, and then another 3 in orange. Frankie and Flowers, tracks 6 and 9. I just thought they were solid. But the ones that I have in red are 2.0, track number 1. Track 2 is Not Playing. Track 3 is It's Real. And then track 8, When She Calls, is a banger. Track number 1, 2.0 is fire too. I think that one has an original beat. But before I get into it, dude Continental Cudd kind of reminds me vocally. I don't know if I'm getting Evidence, Big Sean vocally, the way that his voice kind of cuts. And he also throws in some of his some wittiness that's kind of reminiscent of or similar to Big Sean. And then Opio from High Road, I think. Now, I'm not saying he's as good as them or on their level or whatever. I'm just strictly saying I'm just trying to give you something if you were to some comparables. And if you check him out, maybe you see what I'm talking about. Maybe. How about that? 2.0, I think this one is an original beat. He's speaking on a lot of current events and kind of showing, his conscious vibe, and really gets the album cooking. Because a lot of these indie albums, man, I'll give you one song, and if it's some trash, I'm moving on. So the fact that I listened to both of these about 2 or 3 times, I'm trying to tell you that there's some work here for you if you open your mind a little bit. Track 2, Not Playing. This is produced by CAP. I heard him say it on there. This is dope because it takes big puns. I'm not a player. He reworks it just a little bit. Some boxing references, which always works with me. Says something about punching like Pacquiao, moving like Floyd. Like I said, man, he's got this little wittiness thing that he throws out there. And he's a real nice contrast, a stark contrast to what L Smooth does. So it's almost like an Outcast thing here with Big Boy and 3000, the way that they go at it totally differently. Even A Tribe Called Quest. Track 3 is real. Track is really solid. The wittiness comes out, says something about bag of M&Ms. Attitude still shady. He lets you know a couple times that he was proud of that bar. He repeats it a few times. Time featuring Jay Lay, like I said, is in orange, but I really dug the soulful R&B guitar. He's addressing haters and ops. Pretty solid feature from Jay Lay. I like that he comes in and breaks up what you've been learning about Cudd as an artist, and then this brother Jay Lay comes in and he doesn't steal the show, but he has a couple of interesting bars that definitely add value. Um, that was killing me, man. DJ Quick, damn, DJ Quick from what I was just talking about a couple minutes ago. Anyway, I digress. Less than 50. R&B guitar on that one as well, which is kind of dope because he also has that little siren noise that Future uses a lot. I don't really listen to Future, but I've heard that little punch with the siren noise that like is a signature part of a lot of the tracks that I heard from him. But a couple other guys used it as well a couple years ago. But Less Than 50 is one I have in orange. Put the O on featuring Job Porter and L Smooth Mensah. I think it's a really solid multi-feature joint. We don't really call them posse cuts anymore or whatever. So I'm just going with multi-features on that one with Job Porter and L Smooth Mensah. Like I said, solid verse from each dude. When She Calls, I don't know what they're doing for their sampling or how they're using what they're using. So I'm not gonna say the artists from the Motor City that they take this song from and again rework it, but still leave it really funky if you know what the original song is. And it's dope that Cudd is a big, and the brother CAP produced this one as well. But Cudd is a fan of the original of the source material. It's a female joint, but it's really an ode to Mary Jane or Loud or whatever weed, whatever the hot term is for it. It is, like I said, with some of his wittiness. He says something about I asked Dad for gas money and give it to my weed man. Now that's gas money. Gas is another phrase I guess that is being used nowadays. And then he says something about chasing clouds versus he's chasing clouds versus chasing clout. And then high being blown by an overly talkative female or lady friend. You've all been there. You've been there when you was in your bag and somebody came in with some drama and different energy and messed up the whole moment for you, not me. So that's it, man. I like I said, Poetry in Motion, with it only being 9 joints, most of them I think is like 2 verses, except for the ones with actually even I think Put the O on, which is Put the O on is Put Oklahoma City on or Oklahoma. I know L Smooth Mensah mentioned something about jamming like Blake Griffin. But like I said, man, 2 enjoyable projects. Check those out. Do check out the my Cash App if you want to support the channel with a donation. $ A Tribe Called Reg. And no diss to L Smooth on any, not really getting into any of his verses. I do want to ask him if he's really related to Black Ice from Philly, the spoken word cat, or was he meaning Black Ice in a different kind of reference on the Chills? But like I said, Cudd is more, he's more in that Big Sean lane, kind of rhymes about a ton of different things, younger sensibilities in the club a little bit, smoking, enjoying a good drink, getting with a few ladies and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And L Smooth it seems like he comes along with a bit of an older vibe. Like I said, respecting an Ice Cube, paying, homage to an Ice Cube, the features that he got, the fact it's a longer project, paying homage to the life and death and everything of Sam Cooke. That's an older guy speaking that. So I think he gives a great account of himself as well with his project. So I'll put some of that stuff in the links, how you can get to these 2 guys. Check them out here on YouTube. And let me know what you think. That's it, man. My name is Wood. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.